Our next caller is Hyatt. Hyatt in California. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I honestly didn't expect a response once I submitted my questions.
Wait a minute.
We're actually real people. No, we're excited to have you on. How can we help your business? What's kind of the challenge you face?
So we are a mental health therapy office, and for a while, we're having a slow pipeline of customers or clients coming in because our main source of referral is through insurance provider networks, and that's kind of out of our hands. And so I tried some digital marketing, but we don't have a social media manager or anything like that. It's just whenever I find time. And so the digital marketing that we're doing doesn't seem to have an impact. Even though I look up like the keywords, I dabble in SEO. I boost some posts here and there, and the reach doesn't really broaden. It's like the same 5 people liking our posts every time. So I was thinking of going back to physical marketing, like handing out flyers to local businesses and putting more of an emphasis on that. And I've been seeing some people having the same thoughts online and reverting back to physical, and they've been having success. So I was wondering what you guys thought about it.
Well, we love physical mail because that's a lot of our business. But I guess some clarifying questions. What's your revenue? And how big is the company so we can understand kind of what your spend should be in marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 10 therapists on staff, 3 supervisors, myself, and an outreach coordinator. And I know it sounds like she would do social media. She just coordinates with the incoming patients.
Gotcha.
And revenue last year was a little over 400,000. And this year we've already surpassed that.
Nice. Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it is on track to be closer to 500 or 600,000. I mean, it's all flexible, especially because the holidays coming up and stuff.
And what is your marketing budget that you try to set, or do you have one? I know with small businesses sometimes
have one. It's just like if something comes up, then we'll see if we can justify the spend.
Yeah, you'll try to justify the spend. Okay. Have you ever done paid advertisements? Because you said boosting, but boosting is different than really running paid ads through Meta's platform.
Yeah, no, we've just boosted posts. We haven't done a paid ad yet.
Okay. And then give us an idea of what your ideal target audience is, because that's always where you want to try to start with marketing to try to figure out what platform you should be on.
So our ideal marketing base is anybody who wants therapy, and not anyone who needs it, because everybody needs it, but we want people who want to be there. And I know that's very broad. And the reason is for that, because we have 10 clinicians, we have such a variety of services that we're able to provide. So we do see anywhere from kids to, I think our oldest is in his 80s.
What's your most popular, though, as you look at your 10 clinicians, you look at your $400,000 of revenue, where's the majority coming from?
So the majority is coming from couples, a lot of couples therapy, and a lot of late adolescent, early adulthood. So like 16 to 30.
Perfect. Okay.
And so those are the 2 that we get the most outreach for currently.
Okay. Fantastic. Because there's this rule always in business, which is like you want to lead with revenue, which is it's basically what's working and how do I double down on that? Because oftentimes, we don't have to go reinvent the wheel. We can just run the play that's actually working and do more of it. And then there's also another principle, which is there's riches and niches. And it's very hard for people to market everything, because when you're everything to everybody, you're basically no one. So you got to kind of hone in. And we see this. I'll give you an example with Reminder Media. So Reminder Media, we're a marketing business, and we do marketing, right? We do digital marketing, we do paid advertising, we do postcards, we do print magazines. So our company that's kind of behind this podcast, we have all these things, but how we go to market with most of our advertising budget is all around our custom magazine to keep in touch with your database to drive referrals. Because we have found that when we try to market everything, we end up not reaching people. It's a confusing message. We get them into one thing and then we upsell them in essence, or get referrals and to the other things. So if I'm you, I would look into going, okay, if couples therapy and the adolescents are really the real drivers, I would go, okay, well, how do we advertise to more couples? And where are the couples? And how could we reach them? Do you have any groups, or I'm not super familiar with the therapy space, but are there things that, like, platforms that you can get on to advertise where people, message boards, things like that in
Yes,
that space?
we're on a few of them. The biggest one that's like the go-to for this space is Psychology Today, and we do get a
Okay.
lot of referrals through there.
Love it.
We have a profile on there as well.
Okay. And are you connected to all the local pastors and churches and stuff like that in the area?
No,
Because
not
that's
something
I've
I
just
Thought of immediately.
Yep, is because my dad is a pastor, and I know obviously, pastors do, counseling, but they're not doing therapy necessarily. I'm sure some do, but
but
they're
they
not
do
doing
like
that.
mostly like the pre-marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Where it's like having a trusted, recommended
that's
partner, provider,
that's a
and
great
making,
idea.
and that would fit into your, essentially your network of who you're trying to reach out to, and your print strategy of bringing them something, right, to let them know about your services, stuff like that. So that's just one way. But ultimately, if you think about your business, is $400,000 business, can you get to where you're spending $40,000 a year on your marketing? That's where you would want to be. Obviously, you probably can't get there now, but give you an idea. And then you go, this is what you have to think of. What is my message, right? Who is my audience? What is my message? And, you can give your thoughts, Josh, on messaging. I'm just lazy now, so I'm using AI, but I would go to AI and you should talk into AI what you do for
Tell it
couples.
everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And you should basically go, what is unique about you? What is the value proposition? What is the bold claim? What is the thing that would, and a lot of times it revolves around pain, right? So it's like, what's the pain you're solving? Always think in terms of pain and result. It's like, what's the pain
Give it
couples are going
examples
through?
of clients that you've had and people that you've helped. Yep.
Yep. And then have it spit out 20 different ways to say that in one sentence. And then if you have the money to test, because marketing is all about testing, well, then take that messaging and take 5 of them that you like the most and go to Facebook and run 5 different ads to your target audience community, right? So, if you've never used Facebook ads platform, right, it will give you some ability to search by demographic information and things like that, but it has likes and interest where you can go in and you can start typing in, I want to get people who are interested in therapy. I want to get people, I don't know if struggling, if it would know the pain points of people. It probably knows the people who are about to get divorced and stuff like that. But you can start playing around. But ask OpenAI's ChatGPT or Gemini, right, with Google. Ask it, hey, if you were going to advertise for this on Facebook, what are the likes and interests that you would put into the audience? So you can circle 15 miles, 25 miles, whatever you want to do around your area, target an audience of this age group with these likes and interests, and serve them these different ads. Then watch those 5 different ads and see which one gets the best engagement. And then from there, you start really hone and spend your money on that ad, kind of compress in and spend your money on that ad. So this is a lot, right? I know it's probably a little overwhelming, but where you should start is go hone into your one really marketable piece, if not 2, the adolescents and the couples therapy. If you're going to go print, well, how do you hone into a print piece that talks about that you reach the community about that? When you go and you post on Facebook, are you guys doing content marketing on your Facebook page and on Instagram and stuff?
Yeah, I post sporadically when I have a moment.
Yep.
So I know that is definitely part of it.
So yeah, you want to build out a content strategy, which is just a fancy way to say you should be posting every day if you can. and in doing filming YouTube videos, the easiest way to do it is your FAQs, your frequently asked questions. Take your frequently asked questions that couples have and use AI for this, right? And write your opinion on those things. If you struggle with this, here's what you should think of. If you struggle with this, here's what you should think of. And film a YouTube video on that, right? And that's your content. That's not going to do anything for you in the short term, but it's a long-term branding play. And then in the short term, you can go and do kind of 3 different things. One is ask your current client base for any referrals. Make sure they know that you live by referrals. Go to partners, pastors, Psychology Today, things like that to try to build partnerships. And then third, go to the anonymous public and share your message. And how do you do that? Paid advertising through Meta, Google pay-per-click. Google's going to be more expensive, more qualified. Meta's going to reach more people, less qualified, right? But it's more brand building. And then, in your content strategy, I should have mentioned this with social, you should have an email drip going to your whole database. Because I'm sure you have a ton of clients now with 10 clinicians. Yeah. So you should have a monthly email, if not bi-weekly, going to that database of people.
So right now, don't laugh. We are doing manual emails to clients.
Cody, stop laughing, Cody.
I try to hide my smile. I don't have a beard anymore, so it's hard.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask if you guys had a suggestion for a email service.
Well, selfishly, biased, I would tell you use us for your. We have a magazine called Start Healthy, which fits in perfectly that you can drip on people. But MailChimp is awesome. Constant Contact is awesome. Those are 2 massive platforms. Weber's another. They're local to us here, not as big as Constant Contact and stuff like that, but they're another great one. MailChimp, even for someone like you, they'll probably 1,000 emails for free or something like that.
Yeah.
That you can.
I don't remember the exact number, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you could, and they have templates and all that stuff that you could use and probably spin it up pretty quickly. That you can drip. So like with you, and this goes for everybody listening to this, right? Is the hardest part about business is you need deals today, clients today, right? But you have to build a brand. And you get caught in this in between that it's just like, what do I do? Because you need the patience and the new business, but you also go, I know I have to do this branding stuff. And the reality that we found is that it really is all should be focused on brand in terms of just your thesis. I'm going to drip email. I'm going to put on social. I'm going to run ads to try to generate business today, but I'm going to even consider that branding. And then over time, if you can commit to it long enough, 12 months, you'll see it. You'll see the fruits of it. But most people stop too soon. They stop a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in even.
I do get impatient about it. But no, that's a good point about just keeping the branding consistent. And as I keep putting out more stuff, putting out more content, doing paid ads, it will come to fruition eventually.
Yep. Well, pull up. Can you pull up her Facebook, Josh? So we pulled up your website.
Okay. Yeah.
But let's pull up.
You have a great hook, by the way, in your name. Elevate your relationships. Testing that on social media with ads. Do not spend any more money on boosting the post. Create some ads, and some branding with that. Get that out there for reach.
Yeah,
right?
boosting
for impressions, which is just going to get you in front of the right people. And then once you start to figure out which one gets the most engagement, like Luke's talking about, then you can move into actual, lead generation for your business. I did pull up your Facebook, but I have to log in. I don't know my Facebook.
Facebook is kind of sketchy.
Okay. Oh, maybe I can do that. Okay.
I initially just started the Instagram, but our CEO only uses Facebook. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just link it so you can see our posts too.
Yeah. Do you have a personal profile that you use?
Facebook?
Facebook.
Yeah, I have a personal profile, but we also have a business one.
Do you post on your personal profile about your therapy stuff and everything like that?
Not really, no.
You really should. Business pages get no engagement. And I mean, I shouldn't say that blanket, but 98% of them get no engagement, and it's not your fault. Facebook doesn't favor them. You create the business page because they want you to pay to play. They want you to run an ad. So you should have a personal profile, and you should encourage your clinicians or, therapists to do the same, where they are posting. Not all the time. It's they're personal but that's how you really build trust. Why would someone come to you for couples therapy? It's because they trust you, because they know that this is your passion and this is your life work, and they trust you based upon the character of who you are. And trust is often built upon commonality, right? We have shared values. And so you're showcasing to people those values when you're showcasing your life through your personal profile. And it's just, you don't have to do it, right? Your business is your business. You can decide. But if you want a strategy of like trying to help you stand out to your audience for your personal Facebook profile, for your Instagram, you should be sharing with people things you're learning about couples therapy, things you're learning to help you elevate relationships. And, you know, even think about doing a seminar for couples or a Zoom that they can come in to learn the top 3 ways to help you communicate with your spouse, right? Or the top, I mean, I don't know this industry, but I think there's some top of funnel things you can do. Like there's so many top of funnel, like here's
relationship elevation.
Yeah, here's
challenges.
an ebook, the top 3 things, you know, of, you know, how to communicate, or like,
I get them all the time where it's like the 5 things couples should do every month together. Something like, okay, here's the 5 things. Like if you just lean into that, how do you elevate your relationship? And then naturally that just draws people in and they'll engage with that and you'll be able to start.
And then hit on the main points, right? It's like for you, man, you have such a gold mine of marketing because you could do sex, you could do money, you could do politics, you could like all the real things that bring in eyeballs. Mm-hmm. Like you can point, because what is the problem in relationships? It's usually around these type of things. And so like you have so many, my brain's going wild of like, oh man, you could really get out there with some advertising that pulls people in, but you remember, broad does not sell. Broad does not sell. Niche sales. So couples therapy does not sell. Therapy around like money and your marriage, that's way better, right? It's way more niche, right? Sex in your marriage, way more niche, right? It's like those type of things. It's like you got to get niche for the people to bring in because you're trying to hit them on that pain point. And that's why you want to go to OpenAI or whatever and say, hey, here's my business. Here's what I serve. Here's what we do. Give me 20 different ideas for how to speak to the audience about the problems they face. So hopefully this is helpful for you, Hyatt.
It is. I think I just need to get comfortable with like the idea of like not just selling like myself, but selling the business. Because I think that's something that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with. It's like, I can do the work, but it's selling the work. That's
exactly.
You have to get comfortable with.
Remember that all you're trying to do in marketing is you're trying to share with people that if you have this pain or you have this desired result that you want, you're coaching people how to get there. So you're in your marketing, right? Your content marketing, everything you're doing, you're speaking to a pain point that people face. You're speaking to a desired outcome that people want. So for like us, right, we want to help people get more referrals in their business. We know that's an outcome, but they struggle with what to send. They struggle with how often they should send it. Yeah. They struggle with how do you actually, after you send it, turn it into an engagement to get the referral. And it's like, so you just want to speak into the pain in your market. And then it's not about solicitation. You're not a QVC show. You're not a commercial. You're just getting out there and going, you're educating. Hey, if you have this pain point, here's what I found. If you want this desired result, here's what I found. And you have all that in you, and that's marketing. You just promote the heck out of that and storytell out of that. So to give you a little bit more comfort of like, you're not going to do like an ad necessarily. You're just going to get out there and share your knowledge.
No. So thank you guys for your time and insight. It is very helpful.
Awesome.
Thank you, Hyatt. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great one. Bye.